How many of you guys know that 8 weeks ago, before today, that they had never been through a comedic storytelling and stand-up class before?
He's stuck with her husband that we don't know about.
And 8 weeks later, here we are live in front of an audience. So how cool is that? If something is funny, please, by all means, laugh. If something is not funny, please, by all means, laugh. Well, we're going to go ahead and get things started. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the stage, David Leaman.
So awesome. Thank you everyone for coming, by the way. It means a lot to all of us. Today's story for me is about gig jobs. Now, if anybody's not had a gig job, it's basically a job that you have when you don't really have a job. Okay? But I find that gig jobs are a great way to meet interesting people. That's why I like them. Now, my wife and I were out at dinner recently meeting a new couple, and how do you do? You ask some icebreaker questions. So I said, hey, you guys do anything interesting for money? And the wife was quick to answer. She said, oh yeah, I paralyze people, and then I get to decide when they wake up. And I'm like, okay. One, we met some interesting people, or she's got some kind of kinky stuff with her husband that we don't know about. But we actually just found out that anesthesia is kind of a wild profession. But she said, hey, the drugs are perfectly fine. It comes from Big Pharma. It's all good. No, a place to meet interesting people I found is pizza delivery. And that's where my story begins, because I met some really interesting people. And I want to start with my manager, because I come from white-collar work. I've dressed up in a dress shirt, slacks, tie. And so I wanted to set a good impression, and of course respect lives at a pizza joint. So I walked in, the manager says, hey, come on, have a smoke with me in the back. And I'm like, okay, well, I dressed up in all this nice attire, and he's going to make me break my one cardinal rule in my life, which is not to smoke, and I'm going to try to get this interview. And I did. I got the job. I passed his 2-question interview, which was I had a clean driving record, and I had a pulse. So everything worked out. But what I can't understand about the pizza industry is that everyone seems to be helping these pizza delivery drivers become more poor, hungry, and just wanting more. And a perfect example is this manager again. For him, you'd think that working in the pizza joint, you'd get free pizza, right? But that's not on his watch. If you put the wrong ingredients on a pizza, he would immediately, on his dime, he'd throw it in the trash. If you put pineapple pizza on a cheese pizza, right in the trash. And even if you made an edible salad, right in the trash. I really didn't think that dumpster diver was going to be added to my resume by the end of this. No. No, I think the customers are in on this too. They're just really wanting you to be more poor. And this is evident through parents and their teenagers, I believe, because I feel like they're making their teenagers become these anti-tipping lawyers. And I can just see this secret rehearsal that they're doing at home when they order this pizza. They're like, okay, everyone gather around, we just ordered some pizza. Okay, now, what I want you to do is act stupid, okay? Don't worry, you're a professional at this, okay? Now, when the pizza delivery driver hands you the receipt with the tip area, okay, I just want you to give them that really dumb stare that you give us when we ask you to do chores, okay? Yep, that's it, that's the one. And if you're not a parent that's not laughing, you're the one that's probably having that conversation. No, another thing is customers can just give you a really eerie feeling when you pull up as a pizza delivery driver. And I don't know what it is about trailer parks, but they always make you feel like you're walking onto a horror movie set. The one thing that a pizza delivery driver is looking for is not loose change on the ground to fill our pockets. It's an address. But every time you pull up to a trailer park, it seems like there's no street light, there's no porch light on, no nothing. At least from my perspective. So I pull up to this trailer park. There, again, no street light, no porch light. All it is a guy looking like an intruder on this brand new street with a phone flashlight, looking for an address. And I hear this commotion out on the side of out over here, and I'm holding this pizza in one hand. I hear this commotion, like someone hurling 20 pieces of furniture in this trailer. And you're like, might be asking yourself, well, how did you even hear that? Well, the front window was completely smashed open, shattered glass everywhere. And this guy, have you ever seen the Ring movie where the girl comes out of the TV with long, droopy hair, and she's coming out, and every time she staggers forward, it gets closer? That's basically what this guy was doing, coming out of this window. Completely dark. I've only got my flashlight. I'm like, let the evil stop right now. No, the evil didn't stop, because I could hear coins jingling in his pocket. I'm like, no, this guy's not going to pay me in coins, is he? Well, yes, he is. He pulls out the nasty ass coins, and I've got these praying hands here, just hoping that he's not going to pay me in dimes, nickels, and pennies. But no, he did. No quarters, so I can't count. And the evilest part about this whole story is that my manager, again, wanted to keep us poor. So if we came back with not the right amount of change, then he would take it out of our check. Oh. Yeah, but the real evil that I avoided was I didn't get shorted $6.66. So that's all good. And that's my story. Thank you, folks.